We're on. Great. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and today we are going to talk about the very recent past. So today's lesson is going to be very grammar focused. I'm going to review the simple past tense first to begin. Then we're going to talk about using just a lot. I'm going to explain using just about to, and just with progressive tense verbs. So I'm also going to explain this sort of diagram I created, this timeline. So I hope that you can find kind of some more specific ways to explain your recent actions, your recent behaviors. I'm also going to talk quickly about making questions, especially simple past tense questions and questions with just. So we've just started, so we're going to give a couple minutes to our learners to join the live stream. We'll begin the lesson in about 2 minutes. So when you arrive, please make sure to send a message in the chat. I see lots of you are there already. Make sure to like the video too so other students can find it. Hi everybody, I see you on YouTube. Mohammed and Ria, and another Mohammed, and Henrique, Rafael, Daniel, Sunda, Ria, Nicholas, Raimondo, someone whose name in Thai I can't read, sorry, Ornan, Juan, hi. And yes, we are broadcasting on Instagram at the same time. We have a behind the scenes view, so you can watch both, I guess, if you like. On Facebook, Kya and Sal and Snappy, I'm sorry, I don't know. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're going to start soon. Quickly, one announcement point for today. I was so excited to see this video on the channel, so I wanted to mention it. I tweeted about this, but we had a channel sort of challenge, a viewer participation challenge for the first time ever, where you guys, everybody out there, you could send us a video or an audio recording of yourself using English and introducing yourself. And some of you guys, thank you so much. You sent in videos, and I saw that this week, and I was so moved. That was really, really cool to see you and to hear from you. So if you sent that in, thank you so much. There's going to be another chance to do that soon. So please, you can find this video on the channel now. So check that out if you're interested and you want to send us a video. So thank you so much to the people who participated in that. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. Okay, so with that said, there's other stuff to check out on the channel too, but we're about 3 minutes into the lesson, so I think I want to begin. Yes. Okay, so as I said before, today we're talking about the very recent past. The very recent past means I'm going to review simple past tense. I'm going to talk about the word just a lot today too. So we're going to focus a lot on grammar. Paste and share. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start today with simple past tense points, just to review. So simple past, I've kind of put this on a diagram here. A reminder about the simple past tense is that we use the simple past tense I have crazy hair right there. So we use simple past tense for an action that started and finished in the past. So on this timeline I have past. So past is down here. I'll move to this side, sorry. Past is down here. Then there's simple past. This is kind of my simple past point. Here is present. So present means now, where we are at this point in time. This direction is the future. So a simple past statement is something that started and finished in the past. So you can imagine maybe this is the start point of my action. The blue dot is like the finish point of the action. This is what we use simple past tense to communicate. So it's a complete, the action is finished, it's done. So when we make simple past tense statements, we have two patterns that we follow. Oh, that's cool. We have two patterns that we follow. It depends on the type of verb that you use though. So if you're using a regular verb, you'll use the verb plus an ed ending, basically. So for example, I walked, she laughed, he worked. These are all examples of regular verbs in the simple past tense. So again, we use just a plain verb form and we add ed to the end to make a simple past tense statement. So, for example, I wrote on the board is an example of an irregular verb. That's the second part here. So, an irregular means not regular. This prefix, ir means not. So that's a little point. Irregular, not regular verbs. So that means that there's no rule for these verbs to make the simple past tense. So you have to memorize the past tense forms of these verbs. For example, we ate, or they slept, or I just said I wrote. So that's a recent action that happened. So this is how we make simple past tense. So if you want to talk about your actions very simply, you can use simple past tense to do that. When you make questions with simple past tense, you'll change the structure of your sentence. You'll change the way you make the sentence a little bit. I have two kind of basic question patterns here. The first one is I have a WH question. By WH, I mean who, what, where, when, why, how. So these information questions, yeah? So this kind of question, this is a very basic question, like what did you do, for example, or like where did you go? So we're asking for information from the listener. Who did you meet? You'll notice when you make a question, though, you don't need to change the verb if you're making a past tense question. So here it says present verb. This means present tense form of your verb. Don't use the simple past form of the verb. Yes, it's a past tense question, but the verb does not change. So what did you do? Where did you eat? And you can change this part. So I'm using you a lot. That's a very common pattern. Where did you go? Who did you see? But you can change this, like what did he say? Or where did she go, for example? So this is a very simple question pattern that you can use for simple past tense. Okay, another one that you can use is this did. This one starts with did. For example, did he eat dinner already, for example? So these kinds of questions are yes, no questions. The answer to this is like a yes, a simple yes, or a no. So like I said, did he eat dinner? Or like, did she see that report, for example? So again, when you're making the question, we use the present tense form of the verb. We don't use the past tense form of the verb. Okay, so this is the quick review to the basic simple past tense that I want to talk about. So again, an important thing to remember is that this is something that just happened in the past. Like it's like the most basic way to explain that something is finished. It happened. So this is often accompanied, meaning we use it together with something like yesterday or last week or this morning. So there's like a specific time that we know about. Okay, so with that, I want to, in the next part of the lesson, talk a bit about some more specific words and some more specific grammar points that you can use to explain more specific actions. But for now, let's take a quick break. Because that was a lot of talking about grammar. So a quick break. I chose a few things I want to share with you guys during the break. We have free stuff as always, but I was thinking about what might be useful for you in talking about your past actions. So I know many of you like to travel. I know many of you like eating as well. Not so many of you like shopping, I think. But I chose a couple things I thought would be helpful to go along with today's lesson that I will show over here. Hello. So I chose these PDFs that I thought might be nice to practice these grammar points with. This is the hotel cheat sheet. So I know many of you travel or you study in other countries. So this is vocabulary and questions you can use at your hotel. But you can change some of these to past tense. Like if you are talking, it's a little blurry, sorry. If you're talking to someone in your organization, you can change these questions to past tense questions. So for example, on this sheet, it says like, I'd like to check in. So we can use that same expression, check in, and make it past tense, like I just checked in at my hotel when you're sharing with someone else. So I think these are some nice examples of vocabulary and expressions that you can use with today's grammar point to explain something you've completed very recently. So I'll show you a couple more later, but I thought these might be good to use with today's information. So check these out. These are free. There's others too. You can find these from the link below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. Please check the description for the video, not the chat box. Okay, I'll show you a couple of other things later. But for now, let's continue to the next part of today's lesson. If you're just joining, today's lesson is about the very recent past. This is kind of a key, the very recent past. So I started by explaining simple past tense. If you missed that, no problem. You can watch this video later. I want to go on to talking about just and just about to now. So these 2 points right here, I've also placed these on this timeline. So I want to start with this part, this just plus your simple past tense verb. So we use just and a simple past tense verb to talk about a very recent action that's like it's finished. So for example, I just explained simple past tense. If you were watching, you saw that. I just explained simple past tense. This is a very recent action. It's finished. It's done. I just explained. Here's my past tense verb. So explain becomes explained in simple past tense. I just explained simple past tense. Very recent. In your case, you just saw a free PDF, for example. So I showed you the PDF. That was a very recent action. I can say, you just saw a free PDF. Here I'm using just plus my simple past tense verb. So what's the difference? Why is this important? If I remove just here, it doesn't have the same feeling of something that's very recent. Yes, these sentences are okay. Like for example, I explained simple past tense, or you saw a free PDF. There's no communication problem there. That's a great sentence. But we don't have the feeling of something that happened really recently there. So to give that, like in a visual representation, to see that visually, we can imagine if this star is the present. So this star is our point now. When we use simple past tense, it's just something that happened before, like yesterday, this morning, this week. When we use just, as I just did, with a simple past tense verb, we understand it happened very recently. So if this star is now, this is something that occurred. It happened. So I used a check mark here. This means it's finished, it's done very recently. So you can use just to give that feeling. So it communicates a lot actually in a very, very short period of time. So I just explained this to you. Okay, nice. You guys are sending some good sentences. I just watched your live video. Though that's a good point. Mirsoid is Matov on YouTube. Sorry. When you use this when you use this grammar point, an important thing is that the action is finished. The action is finished. So right now, if you're watching live, we can't use I just watched your live video because it's continuing now. Right now you are watching, progressive tense. So we can't use it for something that has not finished because this video is continuing right now, yeah? So we have to use it for an action that's done. It's finished, it's complete. So I just saw a PDF is great, or I just liked the video, for example. So these are things that are finished. You need to choose an action that is done, it's complete. So any other ones? I just ate a banana. Thanks for sharing, Raphael. That's good. I just got home. Great example. On Facebook, I just finished my breakfast. Don't forget, simple past tense verb there. I just finished my breakfast. I just got up from my bed. Nice. Okay. You just expressed your satisfaction. I did indeed. Okay. I just finished my homework. Nice, Marcelo. Great. I just examined my patient. Oh, interesting. Good. Okay. I just noticed. Excellent. You guys got it. You guys have got it. Great. Good, good, good. I just started watching this live lesson. Nice one. Who was that? Miss Dahl. Yeah, I just started watching this live lesson. Perfect. You guys have got it. Nice, nice. I just joined your class. So remember, you guys have the right idea. Don't forget to make your verb simple past tense. I talked about it here. If it's a regular verb, add ed. If it's an irregular verb, you need to remember the simple past tense form. Nice one. Okay, so you guys have that really nicely. Let's move on to the second point for this part then. The second point, very similar sounding, but there's a key difference here. So I have here was or were plus just about to plus a present tense verb. So here I use simple past. For this point, we're going to talk about present, the present tense verb here. So just about to do something means this was a planned action. This was a planned action. We intended to do that thing, but it did not happen. This is something that did not happen. This one, it did happen. This one did not happen. So for example, she was just about to call you. She was just about to call you, but it did not happen. So to imagine this visually, I showed you this this check mark here for just plus a simple past tense verb. This is for something that did happen. With this grammar point, just about to, with your present tense verb, this is something that did not happen in the very recent past. You had a plan to do it, but you did not. Maybe there was a problem, you were interrupted, but you want to communicate that you had a plan. This is very useful for like phone calls and emails and things like that. Like, I was just about to email you. I was just about to call you. He was just about to leave. We were just about to eat dinner, for example. Just about to, but it did not happen. This is a key difference here. So, any thoughts? This one's a little bit more difficult, something you had a plan to do but did not do. So like, I was just about to, to drink some water or something like that. My coworker interrupted me. Nice one. I was just about to call a friend of mine for dinner. Great, that sounds good. I was just about to fall down. That's a little bit weird because if you fall down, it's probably an accident, yeah? So I was just about to do a planned action. I was just about to do something. Marco on Facebook, she was just about to call you. Good, yeah, that's perfect, that's perfect. He was about to go to the market, but was interrupted by rain. Okay, nice idea. I was just about to call my boss. Yeah, good. I was just about to eat some apples. Okay, nice one. I was just about to go to the gym. Nice. I was just about to text you. Perfect. Yeah, great sentences, you guys. I was just about to go to bed. Nice, nice. She was just about to punish her son. Oh my gosh, such drama in the YouTube chat. I was just about to take a bath. One point, a couple of you in the chat. Don't forget this right here. Sorry, I didn't talk a lot about this. This was or were bit. So if your subject is I was just about to, use was. If your subject is like we or you, use were. You were just about to go to bed. You were just about to eat dinner, weren't you? So make sure this part agrees with your subject. I was, he was, she was, you were, we were, they were. Another point to think about. Nice, that sounds great. I was just about to hang out with my friends. Nicely done, really great. These are nice. I was just about to drink a beer. Whew, that sounds good. A little early for us, perhaps. Okay. I was just about to do my homework when I saw that the video started streaming. Woo, this can be sort of like homework, right? It's like studying. Surely. Okay. You were just about to show your new cheat sheets. Perhaps, maybe. You don't know my plan. Okay, nice. I'm just teasing. I was just about to go to sleep, but this lesson started. Great, nice ones. Really nice job. Okay, sounds good. I think you have it. So don't forget, don't forget this verb point. I was or you were. Don't forget your was or were. Your linking verb there. Yeah. Okay. Great, that sounds good. So let's take one more break and then we'll go to the last point for today's lesson. So again, I wanted to focus on some things that I thought were useful to use with this grammar point. I talked a little bit about like hotel-related vocabulary that you can use, but I thought another one that would be really good with this grammar is just travel-related vocabulary. So there are kind of like some, I'll show you, some big sightseeing spots. This is just an example. Like for example, if you want to talk about sightseeing spots, these are some ones in the US. You can talk about those with just. Like if you're visiting the US, and you want to describe going to like Times Square in New York, you can say, I just went to Times Square, for example. Or I just went to Disneyland, for example. So you can pair this grammar with locations and with verbs that you know to kind of communicate a little more specifically. So travel is another nice one. I was thinking food is also a good one. I won't show it on that one. But food is another good one. Like I just ate this really good lunch, for example. So these are a couple of good ones to use with today's grammar. But there are a lot of these, so please check the link in the description below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook to get this stuff for free. So please check this out. It's at EnglishClass101.com. Okay. Fantastic. Wow, look at all these people watching. That's fantastic. Hi, everybody. So make sure to hit the like button, too, so other learners can find the video. We really appreciate it. Yeah, okay. Awesome. So with that, let's continue to the final grammar point for today. We've talked about the simple past tense and making some questions with simple past tense. We also talked about just with the simple past tense verb and just about to with the present tense verb. If you missed it, don't worry. This video is being recorded. You can check it later. I want to finish today with this point. This last point is using a different form of the verb. So we're using just again. And as we talked about in the last point, I'm going to use was and were here. Was just plus a progressive verb. So progressive, a reminder, progressive is the ing, the something ing form of the verb. Or maybe you know the continuous form of the verb. So when we use this, we're talking about continuing actions in the very recent past. So an example, we were just watching that movie. Or for example, I was just explaining a PDF. Or I was just explaining just about to, for example. So I can talk about an action that was continuing in the very recent past. So again, to kind of give a visual of this, again, if this is our point present, the present is now, our conversation now. If I want to talk about something that was continuing in the past, so here, these two are like single actions. They started or they finished, they're done. But when we use this grammar point, just plus the progressive verb, we're talking about something that was like continuing. It was happening over a period of time. So this is one that we can use to talk about like the very recent past, like a moment ago, I was just talking about simple past tense. But depending on the conversation, you might hear people use it to talk about something that happened yesterday, but it's maybe if you haven't seen that person for a while, it might seem like a very recent event. So it doesn't always mean just a moment ago, but you can kind of understand from the conversation that it's just in general about a very recent time period. So let's think of some more examples. So my examples, again, were we were just watching that movie. So we were just watching that movie could mean last night. It's a very recent time period within the context of the conversation. So we were just watching that movie. I was just talking about a PDF. You were just watching TV. We were just eating breakfast, for example. So very recent activities. Okay. We were just calling you, Saeed. Okay, that could be it. Like if you were trying to call someone and you wanted to explain that. Cool. That could work. That could work. Nice. Okay. Can I use verb to be plus about without just? I was watching a movie? Yes. I think that's your question. Josh on YouTube. Can you use verb to be without just? Yes, you can. But the feeling of something very recent will disappear. So if you want to communicate something very recently happened, just is very useful for that. So the sentence is grammatically correct, yes. Nice ones. I was just watching your video. Also, though, just keep in mind, this is for something, again, that is finished. It's like it's done. So again, you're watching the video now. So it's not it's not finished yet. So if, for example, if you're watching this video and someone interrupts you, like a family member comes into the room, you can explain, oh, I was just watching a video, because for that moment, you stop watching this video and you talk to the family member. So we use this, again, it's an action that's stopped. So you'll notice I'm not continuing this past the present. This is something that finishes. It can be a pause, yeah, but you've finished that thing. So I was just watching that. Josh, your question, I was about to go to bed? Yes, you can use that. That's grammatically correct. I was just talking with Jean. I was just talking about your online English class. Really? Yay. Okay. I was just studying an English text. Nice one. Natanisha. Nice one. I was just thinking about you. Perfect. Good. I was just cleaning my room. Nice ones. Okay. I was just going to sleep and then I heard your notification. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Great. Nice example sentences, everyone. I was just eating my dinner. Great. Fantastic. I was reading a book. Okay. I was just going to sleep. Fantastic. Okay. Lots of great example sentences. I think you've got it. So I think I tried to make the differences between these 4 points pretty clear. So I hope that this helps you. But yes, to answer that question that I saw, you don't have to use just in these cases. If you remove just, you remove like that feeling of something very recent happening. So the sentence is still grammatically correct. Okay, but that's all that I have for today. I'm not going to talk too much today. I was just cooking my breakfast. Great examples, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so if you have any other questions, please send them in the chat and I will check them later and I'll try to answer them in a video or in some form in some case. Okay, so I'll finish up there for today's topic about just and the very recent past. Thank you so much for all the great sentences and for your questions. That was awesome, really awesome. We will be back, as always, at the same time next week. October 17th, Wednesday, October 17th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, you can Google it, or, as many of you said, just get the notification. So sign up for the notification on Facebook or on YouTube, and you'll get a little announcement when we begin. So please join us. Next week, we are going to talk about how to talk about food. So I've talked about this in live streams a couple times before, but I'm gonna review a little bit and then talk a little bit more about some new points too. So please join us to practice talking about food and food-related expressions next Wednesday evening, perhaps, or Thursday morning, depending on where you are in the world. But I'll finish there for today. So thank you again for liking the video and for sharing the video, for sending all of your those are really awesome example sentences. Don't forget, as I said, there is free stuff for you to check out in the description below the video on YouTube and above the video on Facebook. So there's some vocabulary points you can practice with today's grammar. So definitely check this out. This is all on EnglishClass101.com. We'll finish there for today. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you again next week. Bye-bye. All on EnglishClass101.com.